Hi guys, I hope you're all well. So you're gonna notice a bit of a change. Please excuse all of this right now. It's kind of a work in progress. I've got a few things to kind of put on the wall, and I'm redoing my whole desk. I'm sort of, what can you say? How do you say it? Refurbing it, I guess. It's a really old desk and it's just a mess, so I'm redoing that. I'm gonna hang things on my wall and stuff. I just decided I needed to change things up a bit. The office needed more space, especially when we've got a scout in here with us. My desk sort of floating in the middle of the room just wasn't cutting it anymore, and it had to be up against a wall. So please excuse this. It is going to change. It is going to get a little bit better and a little bit less dull. But yeah, it's going to happen gradually. Hopefully I can do a video showing you what I'm doing to my desk and stuff and all of that coming in a few weeks time. But today's video, I figured I would share with you what is in Scout's memory box so far. He is just coming up to 5 months old now, and this is pretty darn full already. I don't know how much more I'm going to end up putting in here, but it's quite hefty, and I showed you this many times. I think I showed you in my baby haul and stuff when I first got it. So I figured I would show you what's in here already 5 months down the line. So obviously when we first received it, we didn't know when we were going to have Scout, we didn't know his birthday and all of that, so I did put his name on it to begin with because obviously we knew he was going to be a Scout, but then I added his date of birth on the front of the box as well. And then it just opens with the little tab, and inside, I don't know if you guys can see, it says, "My journey starts here, my name is Scout Oliver Jones." And this is what's inside the box. So the first thing inside the box is his little baby book. Now this is kind of a work in progress because obviously it covers a lot more than just sort of the first few months. I've just started to add pictures into this, which is a really fun thing to do. Finding time to do it is really difficult, but again, it has his name on the front, and then it has like a contents, and then it has things like this with his scan pictures and how we were feeling. I've also got to get a picture of me pregnant stick in here, and then when he arrived, his first baby pictures, stuff like that, his weight, his time of birth, and all of this is in there here. And then there is also my first visitors. Again, I've got to put some more pictures in. My first day at home. There is pictures falling out everywhere. I didn't realise there were that many in here. One moment please. So far I've done all of that up until, I mean there's a couple more. There's handprint footprints, which we've not actually done yet, my first bath, and then up until like my first holiday, which we've just had, I've started to fill those out. He hasn't had many firsts yet, so those kind of pages and stuff haven't really been filled out. He's had his first smile and his first laugh, but apart from that he hasn't really done anything else, so that's kind of a work in progress. It's going to be done over the next few months. So I'm just going to lift stuff out of this as it's sort of laid in here. The first thing I have, now I'm a really big hoarder and I'm aware of that, and I'm trying not to keep hold of everything because it's got sentimental value, because not everything has got sentimental value really, and I don't need to keep it all, but I am going to be keeping this onesie which says Mummy's Special Delivery, and the hat that says I'm new. This was going to be his coming home outfit from the hospital, but it was far too big for him. It was also one of the first things that I purchased when I found out that I was pregnant, and it has a lot of sentimental value. This one really needs to sort of, I just want to keep it, and then if we have another, then I'll probably use it for the new baby whenever that is in a few years time as well. The next item of clothing is this little onesie that just says "Welcome to the World." He never actually wore this, but I really love the fact that it's just a simple blue sort of vest, long sleeve vest. It says "Welcome to the World," and I may even get it framed at some point with a couple of his pictures, and make it sort of a memory board whenever we end up moving out of this house, because we hate our house. Whenever we end up moving out of this house, I have a cat trying to climb on me. Get off me, puss. Then I will probably make something of this, but for now it's staying in his box. And the other clothing item is this tiny little hat. There's the cat. Do not burn yourself on that candle, please. This is one of the first hats he wore in the hospital. It was Liam's favourite hat because of like the little knot on the top, and it was the one hat that actually fit him on his little head which he had such a little head when he was born. Not so much now. We have real big issues trying to find hats that fit him now. So again, it's kind of like a sentimental thing. He wore it in the hospital. It was the one thing that fit him, and yeah, Liam loved it, so we just wanted to keep it. The next items have just been added because we've just been given them, and they are something to use. We're kind of in two minds whether we want to actually use them, because obviously food stains, and I don't really want to ruin them, I guess. And it's just these two bibs. They're absolutely massive bibs, but they have his name on them and his date of birth, and I just think they're absolutely adorable. This one has Tweety Bird on it, which is really funny that they chose Tweety on this one, because my mum's nickname growing up was Tweety Bird. She has a Tweety Bird tattoo. It's just really strange. But like I said, I don't know whether we actually want to use these yet, because obviously they have his name on them and his date of birth, and they're a bit more special. So yeah, we've got that one, and then there is also another one with a teddy bear on as well. And like I said, they're really big, so maybe we will use them. See, I say they're really big, but that is a small hole for a neck. I don't know. We'll have to play it by ear with these, but for now they're in his box. The next few things, which I think may get thrown at some point, are all of his balloons that got given to us whilst we were in the hospital. Majority of them are from Liam's parents. We actually got them whilst we were in the hospital, but there is one or two in here that we got sent when we came home. Like, there's one from my mum and stuff, and I really love them. Obviously they don't last forever, but for now they're in his box. I don't know again whether I'm going to turn them into something, so it's kind of like a maybe thing that they're in here. Otherwise they might get chucked eventually, because at the end of the day they're just balloons. The next thing you've seen before, and it's this hand footprint tin. I think I showed you again this on his baby haul before he was born. Now, we did do this, and we did this at 5 weeks. He is now 20 weeks, and I have sent messages to Mother Care about this, and they have yet to come back to tell me why this has happened, and I'm not impressed. I don't know whether we're going to be able to paint it back to white, but this is what's happened. And it's basically air dry clay, so I don't know why this has happened. We followed all of the instructions, but it's totally, I can't even explain. I don't know whether it's heat that's done this or damp. I have no idea. But obviously we don't want to get rid of it. He's never going to be this small again, and it's just a real shame. So hopefully we can fix it, and I don't know, maybe paint it or something. But it's such a shame that this has happened, and it makes me a little bit sad, I think. But yes, this is in his tin, as in his box as well, because obviously I don't want it to get any more damaged, and I'm trying to keep it in as good condition as possible. But I have noticed that it's getting more and more brown every time I see it. In the bottom of the box is a whole load of cards. These are all cards, congratulations cards and things like that we got when he was born. Again, it's pretty much the same thing with all of these items, that I'm keeping them because they've got sentimental value and I'm a hoarder, but also because I might want to make something of them eventually, put them in a memory, like photo frame, make a, what's the word? I can't think of what I'm trying to think of right now. If I remember, I will put it in an annotation. But for now, these are all the cards that we got, congratulations and stuff, when he was born. I've also got a few pictures of Liam as a little boy. I've yet to find pictures of me, but I will be adding those as well, and these will probably go in his book at some point. But Liam's going to kill me for this, so I'm not going to show you much. But Liam as a child, more and more each day I'm seeing Scout look like Liam. He's starting to really, his face is changing and his hair is sort of starting to grow back, and he's really becoming his own person, and every day I look at him and I think he looks more like Liam. So I think it's nice to have these pictures of us as kids, yeah, even though I've not got mine yet, but it's nice to have them to kind of compare how Scout looks, especially because we can't really tell who he looks like more, but personally I think he looks like Liam more. We also have his birth certificates. Obviously these are important and they should probably stay somewhere where we know where they are, so they're going to stay in his baby book. We did pay for a full birth certificate, and yeah, also his NHS number and everything else, and all his important stuff is in the bottom of his box. Another couple of things we got when he was born is just a birthday rosette, which I guess we're going to keep, and a magnet that my mum got made, which actually has his name and his date of birth and weight as well. This was on the fridge, but the magnet has come off, so I've got to stick it back on, which is why it's in his box. But yeah, this is super special and I absolutely love it, and I totally didn't think, you know, it's one of those things that you never expect to receive from people, but I really, really like this. As I'm digging, a couple of things that we've just added are these, and we went to a zoo, I guess you could call it. It's actually called Africa Alive whilst we were away. It's in Lowestoft, and we sponsored, or Scouts Nan sponsored, a couple of animals in Scout's name. So we have his little certificates here to say that he has sponsored a ringtail lemur and a lion. So he has those, so these are going to get framed and put up in his nursery eventually, but obviously there's no space in his nursery right now because it's absolutely teeny tiny. And I've also kept the information leaflets about those animals as well, so he can go back and read about the animals that he has sponsored growing up. So I think these are really, really special. I love doing stuff like that, especially for animals, and yeah, it's good that he'll be able to learn a little bit about them as well. And there's only a couple more things in here. The next one, you guys are probably going to think is totally weird, but I know a lot of mums do this. I know a lot of mums keep their pregnancy tests and stuff like that. I did have a digital one, but obviously the digital ones don't hold their result for very long, and they do go away, the screen just dies. But when I was pregnant, I took a load of pregnancy tests, like to the point where I was writing down like when I missed my period and how the pregnancy test looked, because I didn't keep my first few because they were so very, very, very faint. So it says missed period 11th of September, Thursday looked very faint, very, very faint, looks negative, Friday still faint, almost negative, Saturday same, and then Sunday I got a very, very slight positive, Monday I got a very slight positive, Tuesday I got a slightly stronger positive, and then by Wednesday the 18th of September was when I got a strong positive, and obviously that's when I took my my digital pregnancy test. And then I also kept a couple that I had nerves at 10 weeks. I felt really funny, so I took some more. And then throughout my weeks of pregnancy, I was measuring my bump and my weight as well, so I logged all of that as well. And that's kind of just something that I did to kind of keep on track of everything. This probably will go in the bin eventually because it's not very hygienic, but I know a lot of parents, mums, keep this kind of stuff. Also in here are his scan pictures that we haven't used. I didn't know when I first got these that they do fade, so I have a couple framed that were out in sunlight and they faded. So I'm cherishing these ones because obviously they're in a dark box and they're not going to fade. So yes, these are kept safe at the back of this little notebook. And the very last thing in this box is something that came with the box, and it's just a My Journey Starts Here memory box thing, and it has my first tooth, my first curl, and my hospital ID bands. Obviously he hasn't got hair, so he hasn't got a first curl, he hasn't lost a tooth yet, so he hasn't got that one filled, but his ID bands are in here, and my goodness, I can't believe how incredibly tiny he was. Like, how was my son that small? It's so crazy to like just see how small everything is, and like he's just so big now, and I don't remember him being this small, but I love the fact that we have these kind of memory items to go back and remember that and see how small he was, and you just think about it. And I should really clean these. These are a bit grubby. So yes, there are two in there because he had one on his ankle and one on his wrist. So that is everything in here so far. Like I said, this is only 5 months in. There's a little bit of space left to put some more stuff, so I might do another updated one of these when it hits his first birthday. I think at his first birthday we'll probably stop adding things to this box and maybe get another one for his next few years. So we'll have this one for maybe his like first year, and then have from like one from maybe 1-year-olds to 3 or 4, and then at that point we'll probably stop collecting a lot of junk. But my mum had stuff like this. My mum had many pictures and baby books and stuff like that growing up for us, and I used to absolutely love going through it as a child and seeing all those memories that I don't remember because I was a child and I was a baby, but the fact that she kept all that stuff was really special to me, and I kind of wanted to do the same for Scout. So this is what is in his box so far. I'm going to cherish it forever, and yeah, I thought you guys might like to see. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Like I said, sorry about the background and everything being a bit sort of plain and boring, but it will be changing in the next few videos. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what kind of videos you would like to see for Family Friday, because obviously as Scout's growing up now, I'm struggling to come up with ideas. I've got a few, but eventually I'm going to run out. So what kind of videos would you guys like to see for Family Friday? It could be absolutely anything. Just let me know in the comments below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It really, really helps me out a lot. And yeah, I will see you guys in a few days' time. Bye, guys.